40% of individuals get distracted during their day's activities. And research tells us that this is costing organizations big time, approximately $650 billion per annum across industries. This is huge. But what is bigger is what's the cost to your life when you are distracted? Distraction is expensive. It's more expensive than the stress that you're carrying or the mistakes that you have made. It's more expensive than the failures that you have had in your life. Because distraction doesn't just steal your time, it steals your direction. It robs people from achieving what they really need to achieve in order to feel a sense of purpose and belonging in life. People don't realize this, but you're not just losing time, you're really losing alignment. You're not just losing productivity during the day, but you're losing your potential and your possibility. And if you don't understand the real cost of distraction, you can live your entire life extremely busy, but absolutely going nowhere. Welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Greg Baldew, and around here we're talking everything strategy and how strategy is a life skill that enables you to win at life. And if you're tired of feeling pulled in 1,000 different directions, I invite you to like, subscribe, and share this channel with somebody whose life is full of distractions. Why is distraction more dangerous than we think? To be honest, life can be really busy, it can be crowded, life can be very demanding. But distraction isn't just costing you your time, it's costing you fragmentation. Distraction breaks your life into unconnected pieces. You start something and you don't finish. You plan something but you don't follow through. You want something but you keep chasing after everything else. You think about your future but you react only to your present. Distraction is not about your phones and you going on your phone and checking your social media apps. That's just a small aspect of what's distracting your life. Distraction is anything that pulls you away from your direction, from your purpose, from your dreams, from your vision, from you becoming what you were intended to be. So, what is the science behind distraction and what it actually does to you? Science confirms that your brain has limited cognitive bandwidth. Every distraction, whether big or small, consumes a part of your brain and eats at that bandwidth that you have. This is called your attention residue. Attention residue, it means that even after you stop the distraction, even after the distraction is gone, your mind is still carrying it. And that's why when you try to shift back into focus, your thinking slows down and your clarity drops and your creativity, it collapses. Your decision making, it weakens. This is why after you're distracted, it is so hard for you to have the same energy and the same enthusiasm as you had before. It's not that you're unfocused, it's that your brain goes into overload and your attention residue messes with you actually continuing what you started. So let's look at how strategy helps this. The strategic cost of distraction is huge. Distraction is not random, it has a price, and you have to pay that price. But strategic people or the everyday strategists, they understand the cost before it destroys their progress, before it destroys your dream. Here are 6 costs that you gotta watch when it comes onto distraction. Cost number 1, your direction. There is a directional cost. When you're distracted, your life loses a sense of forward. It either steps back or it remains in one position. You may feel like you're moving, but you're actually not advancing. And that's why some people they feel so busy and tired of doing so many things, but they are not seeing the progress that they have hope in their life. It's because they are distracted. Number two, distraction has an emotional cost. Distraction increases your anxiety because your brain cannot anchor to anything that's just stable. Your inner world will feel scattered because your attention is scattered on several different things. You think you're able to do several things and manage, but your brain is not made like that. And so your inner being is scattered all over the place with you doing several different things, and your emotions is heightened. It has a identity cost. Repeated distraction creates a story, a narrative in your brain that I'm inconsistent. There's a narrative that says I can't finish what I started. Maybe I'm not capable of doing this. When it's really not true. Your system is just overwhelmed and your brain is acting out what you are giving it. So instead of focusing on one thing and moving in that direction, you're focusing on several things and you are scattered all over, and your brain now starts feeling confused because it doesn't know what it should be doing from what it should not be doing. You're training yourself and then you say, I can't do this, I'm inconsistent, or I'm not capable. It's not true. Your system is just overloaded, and your identity is misplaced. The cost number four is an opportunity cost. You see, every distraction steals from something that mattered more. You don't lose minutes, you lose multiplication. When you're distracted, it steals from other things that your attention should have been on. And your energy is depleted for you to actually advance to where you need to go. Cost number five is actually your energy. Your brain burns energy every time it switches tasks. Distraction drains your ability to think clearly. And that's why you feel tired without doing anything. You get up from a night's rest, but you are tired because your energy is drained because your brain is being pulled in several directions. And number six, the cost of relationship. When your mind is divided, your physical presence and you're physically present rather, but you're emotionally absent. And people feel that gap, especially children, spouses, and teams. They know when you're physically there, but you're mentally not there. You're distracted in other areas. There's a cost to distraction. But what are the sources of distraction? The hidden ones. Everyone talks about social media as a distraction. And the truth is, social media is a surface level distraction. The real distractions are internal. Here are the major hidden distractions that are in your life. Unmade decisions. The decision you avoid keeps talking to you mentally. You didn't do it, you didn't say it, you didn't make that decision, and you're distracted because you have that unmade decision that's always speaking to you. And then the other hidden distraction is emotional clutter, right? You have an emotional clutter within you, unresolved feelings that take attention, unresolved conversations that needs to be resolved within you. Then three, too many priorities. Your brain cannot divide focus endlessly. And so the priorities are mixed up in your life. Four, internal pressure. Trying to please everyone keeps you scattered. Poor boundaries is another one. Every demand feels urgent when you have none. And then number six is misalignment. So those are the six distractions that cost you. But what are the hidden distractions that you're not just seeing on the forefront? Everyone talks about social media as a distraction. You pick your phone up and you're distracted. You're checking social media content. You're checking to see how many likes and subscribes that you have got. And a matter of fact, you need to like and subscribe to this video. However, you're checking, but all this is surface level distraction. There are some real distractions that are really internal, and I want to explore them with you as we talk about strategy and not being distracted from where you ought to be going. So some of the hidden distractions are unmade decisions. So you didn't make a decision yesterday and it keeps playing in your mind. The decisions you avoid keeps talking to you mentally. You keep playing it over. What if I'd made that decision? Where would I be today? Then you develop an emotional clutter. And these are unresolved feelings that take attention. So you didn't make the decision and you have emotional clutter that is taking up attention and is distracting you. Then you have those hidden things of what you call priorities, but are really not priorities. Things that you put in your box of urgent and important that are neither urgent nor important, but you make them priority. The brain cannot divide focus endlessly. And therefore, you gotta focus somewhere. Because you're not focusing somewhere, another hidden distraction is your internal pressure. That you're trying to please everyone, that trying to say yes to everyone, that trying to accomplish everything at the same time, make you feel scattered. And your brain cannot live in a scattered state. And so you're mentally distracted internally. You have poor boundaries. Every demand feels urgent when you have none. You gotta make sure that you have the boundaries of what you say yes to and what you say no. You are misaligned. When your life moves in a different direction, distraction becomes your default and you become misaligned, and that becomes an internal struggle as well. These are deeper battles that we must face in order to become an everyday strategist. And they require strategy to overcome, not willpower. Willpower will get you thus far, but strategy will take you much further. So what is a strategic life? And what a strategic life does with distraction. So let's talk about how your strategic life may look and how it combats decision. Here's where strategy changes everything. Strategic people don't eliminate distraction, they neutralize it. And there are three ways that this is done. They choose direction first. You can only call something a distraction after you have chosen a direction. Without direction, everything feels urgent. So number one strategy that you need to have is you need to first know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you're just spinning in circles. Distractions come when you know where you're going, so it's easier for you to make a decision to where you ought to go instead of spinning in circles. Number two, strategic people, they simplify decisions. Fewer decisions means fewer distractions. This is what we call cognitive economics. You protect your mental bandwidth. So you don't just go ahead and make all sort of decisions. You simplify your decision making. And with fewer decisions will come fewer distractions. And number three, it talks about creating the environment that supports your focus. Not routines, I didn't say routines, but your environment. A strategic environment reduces the noise that's around you. It reduces emotional pressure and it reduces confusion. Your surroundings begin to work with you, not against you.